All right, here we are, guys, jumping into the first series of Group D. Spawning down here at the bottom right on Frost LA, playing for Team Millennium. It is, of course, going to be the blue Terran player, Dayshi. And his opponent, of course, playing all the way at the top left, playing for Team Evil Geniuses, the Don himself. It is the red Zug player, Jaedong. And they're actually cross positions, not forced, but, you know, nice little spawn-in positions there for the Zug player.
Who are your personal favorites to make it out of this group?
All right, let's do this group now. Let me bring it up. Ooh. Oh. Ah, man, that's a...
Jaedong, Dayshi, MMA, Hyun.
Yeah, I think Jaedong definitely, and then it's between Hyun and MMA. Dayshi could still pull out a surprise out of the bag. I think I'll go Jaedong and MMA.
Okay.
I'll go for those two. Yours? Don't copy me again. I said San and Innovation.
I would say the opposite of you, which is... you didn't really mention a second one, but yeah,
okay.
Whatever you say, I say the opposite.
Okay, I'll go for MMA. So you have Hyun.
I have Hyun and Dayshi.
Oh, okay. You're probably going opposite. Okay, that's cool. But all right, let's have a look. So I'm guessing we're going to see some very, very greedy builds out of these players. So command center be obviously a hatchery first from the Zug. Yeah, totally standard on this map.
Yeah, Dayshi going for the command center, not surprising at all. We know he's a big fan of these expansions, especially 3 bases. Dayshi likes to go up to 3 bases very quickly. He's a big, big, big fan of that quick third command center, and he's going to get it almost every single time. By the way, I forgot to tweet, did you?
I did tweet. I was actually just typed to you RT, so retweet.
Okay.
So that was a weird timing.
I will alt tab very briefly and do it. So
I'm multitasking.
No.
All right. So I like the way that Dayshi, he's not taking really any risks. He's going for the high ground command center and, of course, the racks to finish off the wall. And, of course, you know, you can go for it on the low ground against Jaedong. I guess you're pretty safe to know that, well, actually, it's Jaedong. He can actually mix it up pretty hardcore, as he has 6-pulled many times. But, yeah, go for it on the high ground, play it safe. There's the gas, and of course, in the TVZ, guys, you know, the Terran's going to skip the Reapers in this build, and then, of course, go for the Reactor Hellions, and get those Hellions to get the map awareness, and, you know, see if you can do any damage, maybe do some run-bys with them.
Yeah, Jaedong here going for the quick gas behind his hatchery. Definitely going to want to be adding the speed, so if he can gain some map control. Jaedong is one of those guys on a big map like Frost. He can be hiding Zerglings everywhere, be preparing run-bys all the time, and he's really one of those guys that can make something happen, along with being one of the most solid players in macro out there.
Oh, absolutely. I can remember once, I'm pretty sure it was Jaedong on, I think it was Akelon Wastes against a Terran, and he went for a Reaper, and you know, the most perfect timings in the world to perfectly dodge the Reapers as they came around the map, so he could run around and get the SCV that builds the low ground command center. And it's just like the timings you see out of some players are absurd. Like, they're mind-blowingly good. Jaedong is that caliber. But the factory is in production, and the reactor will be added on in just a second's time as he hits that 50 gas right now. But
yeah. Dayshi going for a very quick bunker here. Wanted to play it safe. He's gonna wall off his ramp as well, and getting the factory behind playing it pretty safe. He didn't rush super quick third commissar. I think it wouldn't be that helpful. As you say, it's very important to get his Hellions out there and make sure you have some kind of map control.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, yeah, I like the way that Jaedong is one of those players, guys, where like we're not going to be seeing many mistakes out of him. So there's loads of Zug in that, but he's he's absurd. He's mechanically so good. This is the third command center for Dayshi, so he's playing exactly what you expect from a command center first into a fast third. So you see, I like the way that Jaedong's also pulled 2 guys out of gas and kept one on there, even though he's got speed, just in case he needs an emergency Baneland nest or something to deal with an attack.
Yeah, Jaedong going for the third here. I like this. I'm a big fan of expansions. Every time somebody expands, I like it. Not gonna lie. But he's gonna have to be very careful not to take any damage from these Hellions, obviously. As Dayshi, he did go for the third command center and then double refinery behind this. So maybe some kind of double eBay behind it, or do you think a starport?
Ooh, that's going to be interesting. I wouldn't say starport yet, because he probably would have had the starport in production, and then the barracks would lift off the tech lab. Because if you go for the starport, near enough at the moment, it's it's all about those. It's Hellion, Reaper, Banshee. So yeah, I think it's a good idea to skip the Banshee when with the
Yeah,
CC
he did
first.
go for the double E base, so Dayshi, this is his go-to build. This is the build with which he's now, I guess you could recognize him as one of the best Terran versus Zerg in Europe or outside of Korea, and maybe the best. What do you think?
He, like, in my opinion, he is solid, and he's good in all matchups actually.
It's not what I asked you, man. Is he the
Okay,
best
sorry.
TVZ non-Korean? Okay.
Well, yeah, I would say so. I can't really think of anyone who would be better. We've got Happy, but Happy's just frustrating. Like, Happy makes people kill themselves as opposed to beating them. I'm sure you would agree with that. And yeah, he does have good TVC. But we do have enough Hellions here where it's a bit scary, so Jaedong does have to be careful. There's a lot of open drones here, and the Zerglings are not out on the field to scare away the Hellions, but here they do come. So a little, maybe missing a bit of a time in that.
Yeah, and Jaedong getting the perfect scout in the main of Dayshi here. He sees that there's the third command center. He sees that he's not up against mech because there is additional barracks. 1-1 has started for both players. And Jaedong, he has droned up quite well. He's read perfectly into how many units does he need to mech to assess those Hellions. And in the meantime, keep on making drones. 10 more drones on the way, actually. He's going to go up to 60 very, very quickly here.
Yeah, and we do have 1-1 upgrades coming out of JD. There's the Baneland Nest as well, so he hasn't finished his ledge yet, and I'm pretty 99% certain we will be seeing Limblem
Don't
come
say
out the
JD,
Tyrant.
man. People might think
JD.
you're talking about Jack Daniels.
Maybe. I'll call him the Tyrant, the Don.
Whoa, this Helion's getting surrounded here. This is huge. Dayshi did not see that coming, and Jaedong, this is what I was talking about. This guy is evil with his links. He always can get some work done, and if you make a mistake once, he's gonna punish you for it. Now those Hellions, they were a little bit out of position. He went for the surround and he gets it. And Dayshi is gonna lose map control. His third base might be denied for quite a while because of this.
Yeah, actually, that's a solid point. That's the Spire start. We do also have numerous carapace, so overseas and stuff like that will be very fast to, he's probably anticipating way to mine, biomine, and that third command center, yeah, sees the overload, sees the Zerglings, is like, nope, can't go there. But we do have 17 Marines moving out, and these should clean this up pretty easily. Oh, the overload's gonna poop some creep, but not for very long.
Yeah. Denied. Dayshi confident enough to move out with his Marines here and secure himself his third base. In the meantime, gonna throw down the bunker over here, make sure he's ready for some kind of run by, because this also gives vision for it. Oh my god, he's got so many barracks already. Gonna start pumping out a lot of Marines at the time. And 2-2 starts for Dayshi a little bit later than the 2-2 of Jaedong starts. Look at Jaedong's map control. Overloads everywhere. He's ready for everything. The Spire is about to finish.
Jeez. That is actually pretty damn scary. And, as you said, the upgrades, they're both getting their 2-2s. We're only 11 minutes right now, so these are some fast upgrades. Jaedong will need to get that hive in production very soon, unless he, because this is always the problem in TVZ. The Zerg is really fast to get to the upgrade advantage, and then they fall massively behind because they never get their hive, which allows them to get the 3-3. Mirrors are in production. Baneling Speed's getting very close to finishing up the splits. How are they going to be? He is fighting on creep, so not the best in the units are very fast, and he actually doesn't have that many Marines. So here, reinforcements do come in. They will get cleaned up. He didn't even pick them up then.
Wow, the third base of Jaedong had so many drones. He's going to transfer them down to the fourth base at the perfect timing. Take the extractors there right away. Jaedong, I cannot believe this guy is so good. Look at the quick spread. Look at his macro. He's got a nice supply lead now. He's going to completely flank this small army of Dayshi. What is Dayshi thinking? Moving out with just a few Marines and marauders like this. There is Mutas out on the map, bro. You can't do that.
And for some reason the mirrors didn't fly straight in there. He picks everything up to boost. Does get dropped. The units are going to maybe stim to save the medevacs, and yes, they will. The reinforcements come up, dropping the units. One of the medevacs does get picked off, the one with the Widow Mines, and there's enough units out here for Jaedong where he cleans all of this up, and that Widow Mine's got a burrow if it wants to stay alive, and it will get picked off, unfortunately. Now, 2 more barracks are in production, so he's really ramping up. He's going up to like 9 racks with the 4th command center about to start. So
Jaedong, man, look at how many drones he has. This is ridiculous. He's going to go up to 80 something drones. He could take quite easily to hive with this while keeping on maxing out every single time and taking a 5th base. He doesn't even have a macro hatch. This is actually, he does on his 3rd base, I'm sorry, which he's had for a while. I was wondering, like, does he get so many units up? But I guess 5 hatcheries with 5 queens really helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going to be maxed out at like the 14th minutes.
Yeah, I'm still kind of in awe at the moment. This, like, nothing is getting past Jaedong. Like, this entire game is pretty much going to be Dayshi battling out to take his own fourth base, and even then, it's going to be very, very hard once he gets established. 18 Banelands are moving in the center of the map. The Mula's flying around with a couple of overseers. Maybe
let's watch the game a little bit with the view of Jaedong, man. Let's enter the Dawn.
The Dawn himself. And I'll watch everyone's point of view just in case. But Mura's going to do some damage. There's only one turret at that third base, and it gets instantly picked off. The Mura's eject out of that bunker to scare them away, and the reinforcements will definitely scare the Mura's there. Those 4 Marines done nothing. But I think Jaedong's just using this as a bit of a distraction, forcing all the units to the third base as everything's about to roll in, and oh my god, they might be trapped. Unable to escape. The Mura's on one side, the Banelands rolling in from the other. The splits. Okay, not getting just yet, and wow, wouldn't mind get good connection there, because a lot of those Banelands didn't get like a lot of damage yourself, but not as much damage as I expected.
Oh my god, I just watched at what speed Jaedong injects. This is ridiculous.
Is it?
It took like 1 second to inject like 6 arteries. And in the meantime, he keeps on creep spreading. This attack, he traded like not the best, but because Dayshi was waiting for him, but he traded well enough that he can go for a follow-up attack behind this. But somehow, Dayshi is the one taking the fight to Jaedong right now in the middle of the map. He wants to go for some kind of counter-attack. Jaedong, he's got Hive on the way. Did he just cancel Hive? Oh no, he just finished.
No,
okay.
It's about to finish. Like, the production of our Dayshi is actually really good, so he can go to take his fourth and just pump units across the map. His 3-3 is 120 seconds in production, and of course 3 or +3 at melee, because there's no carapace yet, is only now starting. So there will be a nice timing window where Dayshi can abuse his upgrades. If he goes for it, that is, of course.
Yeah, Jaedong starting 3-3 here and Adrenal Glands. He's in a great position. He's gonna start to have quite a bank, and if he doesn't take a really bad fight, he should have this game in the bag, I think. Trying for a small run by here with some Zerglings on that fourth base of Dayshi. They're gonna fight some Marines. And Dayshi he's not maxed out yet. He should be in a moment. He still assembled quite some army on 3 bases.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He at one point was producing 17 Marines per cycle, and Drill and Claws is nearly halfway done, or just over halfway done. So he doesn't have that many Widow Mines. And is that just one Thor he's gone for? Yeah, one Thor just as an anchor point for the army. So it's gone force Jaedong to micro a lot better. The splits are gonna come out here. Holy crap, the Banelands cannot get that connection. The Marines are so stacked. The Widow Mines don't get the connections and do get picked off, and holy crap, Jaedong can't fight that many Marines with fewer mirrors.
Yeah, 70 Marines. 72 Zerglings behind this being made. We have actually 80 Marines on the map right now. 2 Marauders and 8 Medivacs, so very Marine heavy composition here by Dayshi, against which Jaedong needs more Banelings, I think. He had a bunch in the last fight, but Dayshi, he micros really, really well with his Widow Mines. He burrows them, steam spike behind them, and it's really hard for Banelings to get in there without being slashed by those Widow Mines.
Yeah, absolutely. So, kind of stabilizing at the moment. Dayshi's up at 200. He's 3-3 has finished. And we have
Dayshi's maxed out army is actually 135 against 110. I cannot believe he's got that much.
Yep. That economy of Jaedong. He's got
those Banelings in the first base. Dayshi does not pay attention. He's going to lose a ton of SCVs.
Oh, and they connect with the Marines, and 20 workers. So I believe there was about another 15 there, maybe 12. There is a medevac drop getting cleaned up on the left hand side, and Dayshi moves into the center. Look how far, like, it's gonna be so hard for him to take a 5th
Yeah,
base,
this is so intimidating for Dayshi to move out on the map. There is creep like everywhere. The entire map is purple, man.
And there's some Widow Mines there. Ooh, a decent connection on one of them, getting about, wow, I think one of them just got like 17 kills there. And Baneland's rolling forward, the Mura's going in, the Zergling's trying to connect, and a lot of damage is being dealt to half. Well, actually, a lot of damage is being dealt there. Only a little pack of Marines are left over, and
the hatchery barely survives with 27 hit points. Very fortunate here for Jaedong.
So close. So close. And there's no Queen's there to transfuse or stack defense, so he doesn't have to be careful. It could get picked off later. Widow Mines are burrowing as Dayshi tries to retreat, and that Widow Mine, does not get the connection they wanted.
Dayshi kind of misrallied some of his army here later on. He's going to start a 5th command center, and man, those SCVs in his base over there, very low hit points. They're going to be healed by the Medivacs. Jaedong, no. He's now on 5 bases. He's actually taking a 6th on the bottom left hand side. A little bit of funky positions past the 4th base because I guess he wasn't sure where to take it. Still, no Ultralis Cavern. No Greater Spire for Jaedong though.
Yeah.
He's still
really
sticking to Zerglings and Mutas completely.
Yeah, he's not even building them ready to get those upgrades like Adrenal Glands. Or does he have Adrenal Glands? Or my... Yeah, he does have it. My bad. And here comes the connection to Mutas. Oh, the Baneland's
Those were
cleaning
some
up
big
a lot of the
connections.
Marines.
Dayshi is finally quite far behind on supply, and some Zerglings and Banelings are gonna run to the force base here of Dayshi. He's trying to evacuate as soon as he can. But those Banelings are catching up to those SCVs. He has to be very careful. He's actually gonna salvage the situation pretty well, losing some Marines to those Banelings. But Jaedong's economy is remaining untouched during all this time.
Yeah, he's constantly putting on the pressure. Like, Dayshi doesn't even know what Jaedong has expanded to after like the 5th base in the top right. He's just chilling. Like, he doesn't know about the bottom left. He's gonna have such a hard time taking his own 5th, especially like the 5th above his 4th base that's impossible to take. He won't be able to defend that. So he has to go for one at the bottom left, and that's very far away over a little bridge and a tight choke. But it looks like all the two armies will clash in the center of the map. The Widowmines, the Guard Barrow, the Thor going for the Zerglings. It needs to connect to the Mutas, and here come the Banelands. Decent splits coming out of Dayshi, and that Thor will get picked up with the Mutas. Will get forced back as Marines still have very cost efficient trades against that.
The Banelings gonna have to say something about this, about those Marines wanting to chase the Mutas. They're gonna blow a lot of these up. Dayshi falling below 100 supply almost here, and Jaedong, his economy is still untouched. Like, Dayshi, he doesn't really have a plan to win this right now. He's just trying to hang in there.
He's like just trying to get to the tower. He's been denied and denied every time he moves back or into the center of the map. Jaedong just slaps him back and says, get back into your corner, you. And like he's starting to build up. Dayshi's going to start to get frustrated. He might just go for an all-in of some sort. He's going to get grinded down and then forced to all-in.
Yeah, Jaedong's going all the way around here with some units. He wants to harass that base. Dayshi's actually running out of minerals, slowly but surely. Look, on his 3rd base, he doesn't have much. His natural is basically mined out, and his 4th base is the only one that has minerals, and it's spam with SCVs and mules. Right now, it's going to be his only mining base, essentially.
And it's important to note that Jaedong has been losing a lot of extra units, but his economy has been, as you said, untouched throughout the game, and his economy is outstanding. So he's quite happy. Oh, more Baneland's going to roll into the 3rd base. They're going to get the connections. They are. Oh, ouch. That was about another... Oh, Jesus, I think that was...
Damn it, I missed that. I will go back at the end of this game to look at it. I guess there is an upside to having replays being shown. And Zerglings and Banelings were gonna get in there, but Jaedong likes to wait for more Zerglings before going, because Dayshi, he had a very good defensive posture here. He was afraid there was gonna be more Widowmines behind, and there were actually a single one, I think. So he's gonna wait a little bit more. But yeah, the story of this game, the economy of Jaedong remaining untouched basically the whole time. 6 walkers have been killed by Dayshi in a 25 minutes TVZ. That's a very low number.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you consider like like they do so many harassment options that they go for harassments like the Hellions, but that turret gets picked off and then the bunker does hold, and a couple of extra workers will get picked off. And he hasn't actually done a massive amount with the Mutas in terms of harassment. He's just won the fights, or like nearly most of the fights he's cleaned up with the Mutas, and they've been doing a great job in terms of doing that. Because at the same time he's been like, there's so many turrets and stuff like that. Dayshi just does not want these Mutas in his base, so yeah, he's forced to pretty much take fights with them. But we do have we got a couple of Thors, 4 Widowmines, and a lot of bio, 183 v 196 supply here. And whenever you allow your opponent to get back to max, there's always an opportunity where they can get back into the fight, because it comes down to the unit control, and here comes the Zerg from the Baneland. The units kind of getting split up, the Widowmines not getting the connections that they need, but they do have decent ones, and this will just about get forced back from... Jaedong will just about get forced back there, and of course, runs away, heals up the Mutas, and goes back to round like number 9 or 10 or whatever we're on now.
Look at how many Hags are hatching Zerglings out of them. Huge production here out of Jaedong. He's relentless. He's taking new bases, one on the top right hand side, one on the left hand side. He's saturating them immediately. And Dayshi is running out of money here. It's now or never for him, but Jaedong is permanently maxed out. Dayshi is struggling to max out basically. Jaedong's gonna go for the fight, and he's looking to finish this game here if he can.
Oh, Packer units do get surrounded. The Thors have taken a bit of damage, but they're still okay for the time being. Dayshi does want to kind of bring his entire army here if he wants to fight this. Otherwise, he could be in a spot of trouble. Oh, picks up the Thors and Yep, he's going to stim the units. He's got to split them. The Banelands are maybe going to get the connections, and he do get some decent ones. Drops one of the Fords, and here come the Mules with the rest of the Banelands and the Zerglings, and a lot of damage is going to be dealt. He picks up the units, but why isn't he picking up the medevacs? Yes, there we are. Finally gets one, a full one, and Dayshi is forced or dropping into play very fast. He barely has enough to deal with this. Overseers do grant detection for the Widow Mines that do get picked off. And I think this could be nearly the nail in the coffin, as all the, there's only like a few extra units out here, nothing to defend the third base apart from turrets. And yeah, it's 70 supply V180 Todd.
Yeah, the numbers speaks for themselves here. I was actually in awe watching Jaedong play in his view, injecting like 6 hatcheries in less than 1 second. And Dayshi is down to 65 supply. He has to know this is over. He must be thinking right now, what went wrong? Well, Pointer, you didn't do any economic damage to your opponent. You cannot do that against